LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life.
In Major League Soccer tonight, live from Rio Tinto Stadium in Sandy, Utah, the LA Galaxy get set to pay a visit to the Vancouver Whitecaps. Hey everybody, and welcome once again to Galaxy Radio. I'm Christian Miles, and tonight, well, it's the second of 3 games in the space, the cozy confines of 8 days, where the LA Galaxy are looking to rebound after that disappointing 2-1 home defeat in Carson to the Western Conference leaders, Seattle Sounders. It was the 3rd loss of the campaign for the Galaxy, their 2nd in the last 3 games, and there were a lot of positives despite losing out. It's a team that's really not going to despair right now. They managed to compete with Seattle. They made it difficult against the Sounders. Sasha Kljestan got things rolling in the first half after Chicharito was brought down by João Paulo. Kljestan subsequently converting the penalty kick. However, Seattle finding a way back in just before halftime before Raul Ruidiaz tapped in 4 minutes after the start of the second half. Greg Vanney, though, even though he was disappointed with his team's output, he said he was pretty positive. He's going to maintain a glass half full perspective, saying, we controlled a lot of the possession, but we can't give up goals, and we were very poor on our set-piece defending. We fell flat at the start of the second half, but he did remain positive, saying, quote, we had a very good reaction after the Raul Ruidiaz goal. The Galaxy, you really get this feeling, they as much beat themselves in that game as much as Seattle took maximum points. But rest assured, it was a much better performance from the Galaxy, from the team that lost 3-0 up in Seattle at the beginning of May. What also was a main talking point was the change in shape here from Greg Vanney. A 4-4-2, we were thought to believe, but really in detail, Vanney telling us after the game it was actually a 4-2-2-2, Seattle playing a back 3, and the goal of that formation really was to stretch and get 2 forwards up top to move that 3-back setup around. It really didn't come off to very good effect. The Galaxy tried to pull apart the Seattle teams and create those chances, but it brought about a real disappointing factor in this game as the Galaxy just were not good enough. They couldn't create the chances that they wanted, and they didn't have the cutting edge, and a lack of understanding between Kevin Cabral, the newly acquired designated player from France, as well as Chicharito. Those two just were not on the same page. They lacked the connection and couldn't get things going. Something, of course, they haven't had a lot of time to work on, but they'll try and get it right here tonight. All right, time for our first break, but the pregame show is just rolling on. When we return after this short break, we'll take a look at how the Vancouver Whitecaps are faring, plus a little bit later down the road, it's the starting lineups. It's Vancouver and LA tonight on Galaxy Radio.
Dignity Health is the official healthcare partner of the LA Galaxy, including Glendale Memorial, St. Mary in Long Beach, Northridge Hospital, California Hospital in downtown LA, St. Bernardine and Community Hospital of San Bernardino. Across Dignity Health hospitals and care sites, the well-being of patients is always the priority. To learn about emergency services, healthcare, and healthy joints, you can visit dignityhealth.org/SoCal. Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage in their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch 94 years ago, to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up life like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Score the ultimate goal with your LA Galaxy and San Manuel Casino. Thursdays in June, San Manuel is giving away a 2021 GMC Denali and Harley-Davidson FLTRX each week. That's right, 2 grand prize winners will drive away in either a new truck or new motorcycle every Thursday. Earn entries using your Club Serrano card at your favorite slots and table games, and you could be one of our lucky winners. 2 vehicles, 2 grand prize winners. All thrill. Only at SoCal's #1 casino, San Manuel. Details at sanmanuel.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
Dignity Health is the official healthcare partner of the LA Galaxy, including Glendale Memorial, St. Mary in Long Beach, Northridge Hospital, California Hospital in downtown LA, St. Bernardine and Community Hospital of San Bernardino. Across Dignity Health hospitals and care sites, the well-being of patients is always the priority. To learn about emergency services, health care, and healthy joints, you can visit dignityhealth.org/SoCal. Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
Closer and closer, about 17 minutes away from kickoff between the LA Galaxy and the Vancouver Whitecaps, live tonight from Sandy, Utah, where it is a balmy 83 degrees, a perfect night. This game, of course, kicking off 8:30 Mountain Time, local time, and you couldn't ask for more ideal conditions. However, this is a Vancouver team that is far from ideal right now, a team that comes in limping into the bottom of the Western Conference standings off the back of a 2-5-1 record, and they've only managed to take a space of 7 points from their first 8 games. Worse than that, they haven't played at home due to COVID restrictions in Canada and the U.S., and are coming off 4 consecutive defeats. 5 of their 6 games have resulted in losses. So indeed, Mark Dos Santos and company really have a tough road to hoe, trying to do it without playing in front of their home fans, playing in a rented stadium that has been largely closed off to the public throughout much of this campaign. But the positive side is that they are open to stadium. The stadium is open to fans tonight, so we shall see if that will be a factor, and perhaps, just perhaps, some of the Vancouver faithful will find their way into the Rio Tinto Stadium. But it's a team that's really had their problems scoring goals this season. 3 times Vancouver's been held goalless, and they've only managed to find the back of the net on 7 occasions. Lately, it's gotten even more paltry. Alarm bells are ringing right now for this team that has Lucas Cavallini, the talented Uruguayan, in attack, but they've only managed to find the back of the net on 2 occasions in their last 4 outings. And even more alarming is the fact that Cavallini has been off color here. Only 1 goal in 8 appearances so far, also helping out with an assist. If he's going to get going, this Vancouver team can get going, but that has been the conundrum. They've really lacked that creative incision and haven't had that link between midfield and the attack. Brian White was brought in from the New York Red Bulls at the beginning of June in a trade to the Red Bulls for allocation money. However, he managed to score on his debut in a 3-1 defeat away to Real Salt Lake, essentially Vancouver's home ground. So indeed, perhaps he will be the perfect tonic for an ailing attack that has really failed to find any attacking consistency. 5 of their goals coming off set pieces. In the run of play, though, they need to get it going. All right, time for another quick break. When we return, it's time to get down to the first 11s. We'll have the starting lineups, plus we'll take a look at some of the key factors tonight. It's L.A. away to Vancouver, and it's only on Galaxy Radio. Stay with us, everybody.
Dignity Health is the official healthcare partner of the LA Galaxy, including Glendale Memorial, St. Mary in Long Beach, Northridge Hospital, California Hospital in downtown LA, St. Bernardine and Community Hospital of San Bernardino. Across Dignity Health hospitals and care sites, the well-being of patients is always the priority. To learn about emergency services, health care, and healthy joints, you can visit dignityhealth.org/SoCal. Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager, for those who wear their heart and heritage on their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch 94 years ago, to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Tonight, Wingstop is upping the flavor of your cruise night in with Wingstop's Big Night In Bundle. 25 boneless wings, your choice of 3 craveable flavors and 3 delicious dips, all for just $16.99. Order tonight at wingstop.com at participating locations. Wingstop, the flavor of the LA Galaxy.
Score the ultimate goal with your LA Galaxy and San Manuel Casino. Thursdays in June, San Manuel is giving away a 2021 GMC Denali and Harley-Davidson FLTRX each week. That's right, 2 grand prize winners will drive away in either a new truck or new motorcycle every Thursday. Earn entries using your Club Serrano card at your favorite slots and table games, and you could be one of our lucky winners. 2 vehicles, 2 grand prize winners. All thrill. Only at SoCal's #1 casino, San Manuel. Details at sanmanuel.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
Dignity Health is the official healthcare partner of the LA Galaxy, including Glendale Memorial, St. Mary in Long Beach, Northridge Hospital, California Hospital in downtown LA, St. Bernardine and Community Hospital of San Bernardino. Across Dignity Health hospitals and care sites, the well-being of patients is always the priority. To learn about emergency services, health care, and healthy joints, you can visit dignityhealth.org/SoCal. Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
Back to Galaxy Radio. We're just about 10-11 minutes away from kickoff between LA Galaxy's 4th road game of the season. Tonight they are away to the Vancouver Whitecaps in Sandy, Utah at Rio Tinto Stadium, usually the home of Real Salt Lake. But indeed, optimism abounds here for the LA Galaxy as they get set to embark on a stretch of games that are really coming thick and fast. Tonight, of course, the second of 3 games played in the space of 8 days. No rest for the weary, as this is a team that is also in the midst of a run of games, 5 in the space of 20 days. So indeed, depth shall be tested. Time now to take a look at our starting 11, brought to you by Modelo, setting the gold standard for authentic beer since 1925. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. And we will begin with the LA Galaxy, and they're going to set up a little bit differently than what we saw against Seattle on Saturday night. Greg Vanney going back to his usual 4-3-3, and it's an unchanged back unit with Jonathan Bond in between goal. He had 5 saves on Saturday evening in that 2-1 defeat. It'll be Araujo at right back. Sega Koulibaly will form a partnership with Nick DePuy, who had to come in 8 minutes into the game on Saturday night to replace the injured Daniel Steris, who will miss out. His status is undetermined with a hamstring problem. He is one of 2 changes from that team. Across midfield, things shaping up a little bit differently here in that 4-3-3 setup. Victor Vasquez in on the right-hand side with Sasha Kleshin, Sebastian Leggett, Samuel Grandsir. The other change in the lineup comes in for Efrain Alvarez on the right side of that 4-3-3 in a 3-pronged attack. Chicharito Hernandez will wear the captain's armband for the missing Jonathan Dos Santos, and Kevin Cabral gets another start. It will be his 4th on the trot since joining from France. Good news, even though Steris is out with injury, Jonathan Dos Santos is available as a substitute tonight, and we could see him a little bit later on, along with Efrain Alvarez, Cameron Dunbar, Jonathan Perez, Adam Saldana, as well as Ethan Zubak. Take a look at the way it shapes up here for this Vancouver Whitecaps outfit. Mark Dos Santos also making a couple of changes from the team that lost on Friday evening in Salt Lake City. Maxime Crepeau comes back in between the pipes. It'll be Javane Brown, Eric Godoy, the Argentine, part of that central defensive partnership. And really what is going to be a 4-4-2. Andy Rose is now dropped into central defense, and Christian Gutierrez at left fullback. We'll see Baldissimo in midfield with Christian Dahome as well as Janio Biquel. And a little bit wide, it will be Russell Tybert, one of two changes. Lucas Cavallini will get the go tonight as Diber Caicedo as well as Caio Alexandre will go to the bench. The new man, Brian White, who scored on his debut on Friday in that losing effort, coming back by way of the New York Red Bulls in June. He gets his second consecutive start, and it's the real pacey Colombian, Christian Dajome, who had a big role to play in that goal for Brian White on Friday night. He will provide a lot of that pace and width down the right-hand side. It'll be a fascinating individual matchup between Dajome and the LA Galaxy left fullback Jorge Villafaña. So indeed, search for creative inspiration continues here for a Vancouver Whitecaps team, as I mentioned, second from bottom in the Western Conference, level on points with last place SC Dallas. And when you talk about the top 7 teams making it into the playoffs, well, Vancouver well off the pace now, 5 points adrift of that final playoff spot. However, much too early in the campaign to start talking about the postseason. What we can talk about and what will buoy their confidence is the fact that Vancouver have really had the Galaxy's number as of late. Last year when Vancouver was playing up in Portland due to COVID restrictions, they absolutely played LA off the park, 3-0. LA down to 10 men 4 minutes from halftime as Julian Araujo was sent off for a high challenge on Christian Gutierrez, and Lucas Cavallini, along with then Vancouver striker Freddie Montero, doing the damage. And you look at it, in the last 4 games, LA have tasted defeat on 3 occasions. So even though historically LA have had the advantage with 13 wins to Vancouver's 8, there's something about this Galaxy team that perks up the ears of Vancouver and brings out the best. LA certainly hoping that is not the case tonight. But the Galaxy with plenty of positives, as we mentioned. It was a tweaked midfield, things going a little bit back to normal now. Greg Vanney altering his setup based upon the opposition. We saw it, and really largely an attacking setup on Saturday evening with Efrain Alvarez, a deeper role for Sebastian Lletget, while Sasha Kleshtin got a chance to essentially play as that number 8, and Victor Vasquez pulling the creative strings, really playing as a wide role on the left-hand side. And despite a team that played without a number 6 and had all kinds of renowned attacking talent, they just didn't have the incision. They couldn't find that penetrating final ball, even though they did play a lot of the game inside the Seattle half, a Seattle defense that was so comfortable absorbing the pressure. The point being, the Galaxy need to find an extra bit of cutting edge if they want to inflict further damage. Goals are becoming a bit of a concern, and of course, a slight bit of an eyebrow raised as Javier Chicharito Hernandez has now failed to find the back of the net in the last 3 games. Good news, however, Sega Coulibaly made his debut, looked very physical and imposing. He's quick, knows how to play out, and that will help build these moves from the Galaxy as they look to play from back to front. All right, it's time for us to step aside one more time, but we promise to come back. We've got more coming up for you. We'll have the starting lineups once again and the first half kickoff. It's LA away to Vancouver tonight, and it's only on Galaxy Radio. Stay with us.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life.
Dignity Health is the official healthcare partner of the LA Galaxy, including Glendale Memorial, St. Mary in Long Beach, Northridge Hospital, California Hospital in downtown LA, St. Bernardine and Community Hospital of San Bernardino. Across Dignity Health hospitals and care sites, the well-being of patients is always the priority. To learn about emergency services, health care, and healthy joints, you can visit dignityhealth.org/SoCal. Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage in their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch 94 years ago, to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Score the ultimate goal with your LA Galaxy and San Manuel Casino. Thursdays in June, San Manuel is giving away a 2021 GMC Denali and Harley-Davidson FLTRX each week. That's right, 2 grand prize winners will drive away in either a new truck or new motorcycle every Thursday. Earn entries using your Club Serrano card at your favorite slots and table games, and you could be one of our lucky winners. 2 vehicles, 2 grand prize winners. All thrill. Only at SoCal's #1 casino, San Manuel. Details at sanmanuel.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
Dignity Health is the official healthcare partner of the LA Galaxy, including Glendale Memorial, St. Mary in Long Beach, Northridge Hospital, California Hospital in downtown LA, St. Bernardine and Community Hospital of San Bernardino. Across Dignity Health hospitals and care sites, the well-being of patients is always the priority. To learn about emergency services, healthcare, and healthy joints, you can visit dignityhealth.org/SoCal. Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
LA Galaxy is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
And we welcome you back, Rio Tinto Stadium, the venue tonight in Sandy, Utah, where it's perfect conditions, 83 degrees, low humidity, not a cloud in the sky as we get set for kickoff at 8:41 Mountain Time local. The LA Galaxy and Vancouver both trying to bounce back after disappointing results over the weekend, as the LA Galaxy find themselves in the 4th position, a team that really didn't lose too much ground despite losing for the second time in 3 games. They dropped 1 spot after that defeat to Seattle, 15 points from their first 8 games. The good news, however, they're just 1 point adrift of the Colorado Rapids, 5 points adrift of second-place Sporting Kansas City, and, of course, 6 off the pace of the Western Conference leaders, Seattle Sounders. So a chance perhaps tonight, if results do go their way in a busy midweek fixture list, for this LA Galaxy team to leapfrog Colorado and perhaps gain some ground on some of their other Western Conference rivals tonight. So we shall see how it sets up. It will be the Galaxy going with a more traditional 4-3-3 tonight. Greg Vanney has made a couple of changes, bringing Nick DePew into central defense for a depleted defense right now. Derek Williams serving the 3rd of his 6-game ban this evening, as well as Samuel Grandsir coming in for Efrain Alvarez. Nick DePew will be called upon in central defense alongside Sega Koulibaly. Those two had a little bit of growing pains, a lack of understanding. However, Koulibaly, I can tell you, he is the real deal, and he is going to be a significant player for a Galaxy team. Let's be honest, folks, the last 4 years, not exactly known for stout, resilient defending. They need more backbone. Koulibaly looks like the kind of player that can provide it. So Rio Tinto Stadium, the Galaxy will be in their home dark kits with the green and black, otherwise known as the community kits. And Vancouver, the home team, in the white. We are in play, and LA looking to start in possession from the get-go. Happy to have you along here on Galaxy Radio as we bring you all the action once again. Game 9 is the Galaxy 5 wins and 3 defeats. Still have yet to draw a game, take on a Vancouver team with 2 wins, 5 defeats, and 1 draw. A space of 8 points separating these two as they come together tonight for the first of 3 meetings in 2021. Vancouver will be able to get it back as they'll be wearing some orange armbands tonight in honor of National Indigenous Peoples Day, celebrated, of course, throughout the United States. An homage paid by the team from Canada, playing their home games south of the border, and they relinquish possession, but a physical approach has seen them pull it out wide here. They wait for the support, but slow in getting there, and it will be a throw-in for Los Angeles right in front of the Galaxy bench. And Greg Vanney, of course, trying to resurrect a team that failed to qualify for the playoffs for the 3rd time in 4 seasons in 2020. It's been a massive restructuring. It's bidding adieu to some big names, namely Christian Pavone and 6 other starters. But Vanny shaping this team in his vision, in his mold. He has proven himself to be an expert tactician and one of the brightest managers in all of Major League Soccer, having gone to 3 MLS Cups and claiming 1, which also came in the same year as a treble. So Jorge Villafana playing it up the left-hand side. Villafana, of course, getting a lot of the Vancouver taste during his time with the Portland Timbers in those mini Cascadia meetings against Seattle as well. But it's Vancouver behind Andy Rose, the former Seattle Sounder, trying to push it out wide to the right-hand side. But it will come out of play and a throw for the left back, Jorge Villafana. Andy Rose, of course, the son-in-law of LAFC head coach Bob Bradley, playing in the center of that defense for Marc Dos Santos in a team that will see Eric Godoy, the Argentine, partner the English Australian-born center half. And a good chance now for Vancouver bustling away, but that one will fall by the wayside. Brian White putting himself about, the new man on the scene. He made quite a splash in his debut and earns the game's first corner. So we'll see how LA defend this. Set pieces were really their Achilles heel on Saturday night. The first goal and the equalizer from Seattle coming off a corner kick header from Yamar. And the winner from Rui Diaz arising from a throw-in situation. The Galaxy flat out just falling asleep. So I'm sure they'll be playing extra close attention to their den ball marking here as they go into a man marking system with a slight mix of zone, 2 at the near post, and the rest marking up. Baldissimo to deliver now for the Vancouver Whitecaps, and all alone, Vancouver had a man waiting. It was Javane Brown on that far post, but it overcooked. Fortunately for Vancouver, they keep possession and will have the throw-in just 3.5 minutes in. Such a big night tonight in Major League Soccer. A full slate after a long 3-week international break. And this is really where the rubber hits the road. The season, as they say, coming down, as Greg Vanny likes to call it, the dog days of MLS summer. Pushing it into the corner now, Lucas Cavallini trying to keep it in, but the Uruguay-born striker couldn't do it. Plays his national team football for the Maple Leafs of Canada after being born in Toronto and raised in Uruguay, coming through that Nacional system. The same system, by the way, that nurtured the likes of Diego Polenta, the former LA Galaxy central defender. LA back in possession now, trying to work it down this left-hand side to release Remy Cabral, but not even the long-legged Frenchman will get to that one. You know, a lot of criticism and some shade perhaps thrown to Kevin Cabral. He's the new man on the scene, but just was not on the same page. And if I'm being honest, he did not cover himself in glory on Saturday night. Here's a kid that comes in with a very high respect. He's touted very high and very well rated by this Galaxy coaching staff, which tapped him up from France, but didn't quite find the same link and understanding with Chicharito that they wanted to have against Seattle. And that's something that will be built out of familiarity as he and Chicharito learn each other's games and learn to play off of each other and make those runs. That's what they are hoping will come together as this season progresses. It's the second time they have started alongside each other, the 4th consecutive in the first 11 together, but a slightly tweaked role here as Cabral back to his usual left-hand side on that 4-3-3. But it's Vancouver in possession now. Andy Rose for Eric Godoy, the Argentine. Pushed to the right back from Jamaica, Javane Brown, who had an assist in that Brian White goal on Friday evening. Cabral commits the foul, so it'll be a free kick for Javane Brown and Vancouver inside their own half. All right. Javane Brown making 4 appearances for the Reggae Boys of Jamaica. Is yet to be called up for the preliminary Gold Cup squad, which begins play on July 10th. So the Galaxy ceding possession here the first 6 minutes. It'll be Godoy on the right-hand side. They're trying to expand it here and push those center backs pretty far apart from each other and allow those fullbacks to get higher up. They'll push it wide to this near side for the Chilean-born Canadian Christian Gutierrez, who is fouled by Julian Araujo. the last time these two met last season, which resulted in Araujo being dealt straight red and LA going down to 10 men for the late in the first half and playing the entire second half with a numerical disadvantage. Rose once again playing the role of distributor out of the back, and it's Brown who's made the run inside Galaxy territory. Sublime first touch, fires it off, and Koulibaly forced to make an awkward clearance, and it will be corner number 2 now for the home side. Vancouver playing in Real Salt Lake's stadium. That's how it works these days, folks. Strange times, but the positive signs are we are starting to come out of it. Question remains, how long will Vancouver be playing south of the border? It's been very trying for them. At least they have their friends and some of their families along with them. But playing all their games away for the second consecutive season is no small task. So corner kick coming up, 8 minutes in. Right on the left-hand side, they'll go with the in-swinger. It's flicked out in front, and it can't control it. Trickles right past Brian White on the opposite side, and it will be a throw-in for Vancouver. Javane Brown in serious difficulty. Galaxy not dealing with it. It was Brown just colliding with Lucas Cavallini. And Brown still down just outside the Galaxy goal mouth. Guy that's starting to come on as of late and really noted for his incisive runs down the right-hand side. And this is a cause for concern here for Brown, who just clattered heads with his teammate Lucas Cavallini. Came away with little to no harm done. The cause for concern for Brown, who's deputizing at right fullback, and he's kind of made that position his in the last run of games. He made the run from the 6-yard box and just flung himself out and just clonked heads with his teammate. And MLS, of course, instituting that concussion protocol. And all eyes now on Javane Brown, who's being treated by the medical staff for Vancouver. And certainly trying to get things going. And dead balls have been kind of the bread and butter for them and their paltry, meager goal-scoring output. 5 of their 7 goals this season have come from dead ball situations. They've relied on those big, tall central defenders to come forward. And, of course, the bruising presence of the former Puebla striker Lucas Cavallini has come in pretty handy at times as well. So while Brown gets some attention, soccer fans, the LA Galaxy is excited to host full capacity matches at Dignity Health Sports Park for the remainder of the 2021 season. You can learn all about what it means to be a part of the Galaxy community by joining as an LA Galaxy season ticket member. All you have to do, folks, is call 1-8773-GALAXY. That's 1-877-342-5299, or just visit lagalaxy.com today. So good to see Brown go off under his own power. He'll be evaluated, the Jamaican, and see if he can continue. Mark Dos Santos does not want to be forced into making an early substitution, similarly to what we saw from the Galaxy early on when they lost Daniel Steris on the 8th minute Saturday night against the Seattle Sounders. So the Galaxy take over possession. Sebastian Lletget, Nick DePuy will find his way to Jorge Villafana. It was Cabral who just tried to shepherd it down that touchline, and it'll go out of play. And temporarily Vancouver down to 10 men. Brown giving the thumbs up. It looks as though he may be ready to go. Referee adhering to the medical decision and the medical team here for Vancouver as they will put Brown through the paces. And he is undergoing the concussion protocol. He will not be approved to play until the Vancouver medical staff and the team doctors do so. So for the time being, Vancouver down to 10 men. And no doubt a lengthy period of stoppage time will be added on at the end of this one. So while Brown remains on the sideline for the time being, Mark Dos Santos may have to revert to his substitutes. They'll continue to forage away now as Russell Tyberg tries to lift it into the pass for Lucas Cavallini. Koulibaly goes to ground, and it will be a foul against the Vancouver striker. And that's going to be a real interesting battle between the big, strong Cavallini and Koulibaly, who doesn't shy away from the physical aspect, but clearly a foul at the top of the Galaxy penalty area as Cavallini just bowls over the French defender, now making just his second appearance, his away debut. And the good news for Vancouver is Brown has come back onto the field to restore numerical parity. So 11v11 and the Galaxy in possession at the back. Here's Koulibaly putting it to Julian Araujo, who had an outstanding performance on Saturday night in that losing effort. Depew under some high pressure now. Vancouver coming out of their shell as White closing down Nick Depew, and he is the target man out of possession. Koulibaly, though, very comfortable in that regard. This is Julian Araujo. Seems like yesterday he burst onto the scene, but just 19 years of age, and many have him tabbed for some U.S. Gold Cup success, perhaps. It remains to be seen if he'll be part of Greg Berhalter's final 23. But Remy Cabral going to work on that left-hand side right on Brown. He's earned himself a real good free kick. It's great industry here from Remy Cabral, the 21-year-old. Just rounds past Brown, has a lot of strength. And as Brown is playing, I believe, with tissue in his mouth to stop the bleeding for the time being. And you see the wily guile of Cabral able to earn an advantageous dead ball opportunity now just outside the Vancouver penalty area on the right-hand side. Victor Vasquez standing over it, the former La Masia man, who was schooled in Barcelona and has the technical proficiency to show for it. So it will be Vasquez, and he sends a dagger in, but it's well high. Disappointing from the elder statesman. No such luck that time for Victor Vasquez, the 34-year-old from Barcelona. Had plenty of whip, just lacked the accuracy as Sebalajet was waiting at that far post. Be tough to beat this Vancouver team on dead balls. It's not exactly the strength of Los Angeles right now, but there is a vulnerability back there for Vancouver. Of the 12 goals they have allowed this season, 5 have come from dead ball situations. So Vancouver take over possession. Wide on the right, it's Brian White, the American, just shrugged off it. Excellent defending from Nick Depew, who showed his strength there, and the Galaxy win it back. Here's Koulibaly. Koulibaly, of course, the former France under-20. No doubt be pleased with Les Bleus' 2-2 draw against Portugal in the European Championships today, finishing at the top of their group. As the group stage comes to its culmination over in Europe. Koulibaly, very impressive on his MLS debut. His first taste of action going back to March when he featured for Nancy in Ligue 2 against Clermont Foot. Speaks pretty good English, has a great disposition, positive personality. It looks as though he's going to be a real good fit both on and off the pitch. Is Vancouver in possession and higher pressure right now for the Galaxy, and away by goalkeeper Maxime Clépeau. Acrobatic from Nick Depew, who just got underneath it. It goes over the head of Sasha Kleshin, and it will drop for Brown, who links up nicely with Christian Dahome, the speedy little Colombian, with a real accurate ball for Cavallini, who received it at the top of the area. And once again, it's Cavallini whistled for the foul as that physical war continues between the Canadian as well as Sega Koulibaly. So Cavallini will get a talking to from the match referee. Second such time here, and he just get the feeling after putting his right hand on that left shoulder, the next one is going to result in perhaps a caution. He's already been in the thick of a couple of challenges already. He's that kind of player who thrives on that physical contact, likes to roll off the shoulder of defenders and create the space for himself in the separation. Unfortunately for Vancouver and their supporters, it really hasn't come off to good effect so far. As I mentioned in the pregame show, he's only scored once in his previous 6 outings. Did not factor on Friday night in that 3-1 loss here in Utah against Real Salt Lake, so he does have the fresh legs, and perhaps that will be the difference. LA hoping that is not the case. Still goalless, 17th minute. Vancouver and LA, and it may break for Chicharito deep inside that Vancouver penalty area now. Grandcir tries to pull it across. Vasquez flicks. Leggett now. Here's Araujo in defense and in support, but he hits it way too hard at a chance that really falls by the wayside. Araujo, who puts himself in such great positions, such a hard grafter, a hard worker, just didn't have the final quality on the delivery. That'll go down as a little bit disappointing for the Galaxy fullback after what was some real tidy industry and intricate, neat passing. So it'll be a goal kick now for Vancouver. It's been a rather open affair between these two. No real clear-cut chances as of yet. Most of this one played in the middle third as Araujo corrals it inside his own half. We'll send it back to Koulibaly as LA start to establish more rhythm and garner a lion's share of possession here in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Vancouver still shading it, though, on the balance here in the first 18 with 57% of the ball. Nick DePuy trying to have something to say about that as he locates Jorge Villafana, who had one of LA's best chances in the first half, only to see it denied by Stephen Cleveland. LA only mustering 2 shots on target, one of those from the penalty spot. Chicharito hitting the woodwork in the first half on a wonderfully worked chance, but couldn't quite find that extra cutting edge in the final third, and that kind of continues to be the theme so far for LA this season. Here's Araujo. The touch for Grandcir. One of the 2 changes tonight for Greg Vanney. Sebastian Leggett a little bit deeper now. Such a great holder of possession. Like to get more forward balls out of Leggett. He doesn't give it away too much, but trying to spring his attackers, and they've done it this time. Cabral is in behind now, pulls it back, has the support. Here's Victor Vasquez. Not a bad effort there from the Spaniard, but he sent it well high. Brilliant work, better build-up, patience rewarded for Los Angeles. It was Cabral who did the wise thing, checked up his run, held it up, and that late arriving run from Vasquez resulting in a half chance here. Unfortunately, it's just wide of the near post. Nothing too troublesome for Clépeau in that Vancouver goal. LA get it right back. Sasha Kljestan now, supported in the Vancouver half by the Galaxy defender Julian Araujo. Here's Sebastian Leggett. He was very, very quiet on his return from international duty, where he performed so well in those 7 games at the U.S. It's played through for Cabral. Flag stays down. He's muscled off it by the Jamaican Javain Brown, but he's earned the corner, the first of the evening for Los Angeles. An important ball played through. It was shoulder to shoulder against Cabral. Did he come in late? He just gets the shove from behind. I have to tell you, if this is reviewed by VAR, I've seen penalties given for less. Grounds for complaint, but the referee did not award it. They'll take it short, Los Angeles. Vasquez has been at the center of everything, trying to lift it up, and down goes Koulibaly. And that one goes begging, so the Galaxy don't get anything out of that one. Slightly disappointed. Another look as Koulibaly just trips on the challenge from Gutierrez. Vancouver, you'd have to say, living a little bit dangerously, but it would have been rather harsh, in all honesty, against the Caps. Neither team ceding too many chances. 20 minutes in here on Galaxy Radio. No goals between the Caps and LA. We'll go out and play on the far left-hand side of the LA defense in their own half, where Jorge Villafana is dueling away against Christian Dajome. Villafana, as consistent a performer as you will find in this league. And he's brought a lot of stability to the left-hand side and takes the reins from Emiliano Insua, who did not return for a second season. Part of that mass exodus, along with head coach Guillermo Barros Esqueloto. And Cabral now trying to stretch his legs wide on the left-hand side. He's come into the Vancouver half now, and the Frenchman with his head up goes right past Brown, but Brown with a great recovery and wins it and picks the Frenchman's pocket. Here's Cavallini on some hold-up play. goes to ground and appeals for the foul. He's not going to get it. Chicharito dropping into a deeper roll, but he was in the offside position and is flagged up. Cabral, a couple of step overs, but it didn't fool Eric Godoy, rather, who did really well to rob the Frenchman of possession. Soccer fans, LA Galaxy is proud to offer the all-new 2021 Community Kit with a nod to the club's historic past. This jersey celebrates the uniqueness of all those that create our Galaxy community and culture. Make sure to get yours before they're gone at MLSstore.com. On goal kick from Crépeau, and Depew doing the wise thing, playing it off the big, strong Cavallini. It'll come out for an LA throw. Galaxy were on good form coming into Saturday's fixture with 3 wins in their previous 4, beating the likes of LAFC, Austin, and San Jose, all in Carson. However, struggles on their road continues for Los Angeles, where they've lost 2 of their previous 3 coming into tonight. The only victory coming in the first game of the season in Miami, 3-2 at the expense of David Beckham's club, and this is going to be a rash challenge. Godoy just came in late. He's at midfield. Brought down Kevin Cabral, and his pace, Cabral, is proving to be a handful here for this Vancouver defense. The first man caution. Cabral just coming in. It looked as though he won the ball, but 9 times out of 10 when you come in from behind like that, the referee's going to call it, and that's exactly what happened. So Eric Godoy, the 27-year-old Argentine, is just starting to feature more prominently. Just his 4th appearance of the season, his 3rd start tonight. And he's cautioned for the first time in 2021. Back the other way we go now. Los Angeles trying to build. They go into the Vancouver half. Here's Julian Arau just in front of Greg Vanny. Grancier working on the right-hand side of that trident of attackers. He'll drop a little deeper. He's a real positive influence and only got to stretch his legs for about 11 minutes on Saturday night, coming in relief for Efrain Alvarez. LA forcing it back to their defenders. Koulibaly under some high pressure now, and he has his pocket picked by Brian White, who is deemed too physical on the challenge, so it will be a free kick for Los Angeles as we hit the midpoint of half number 1. White closing down. You can tell this is Koulibaly, very comfortable in possession, has good technique. Clearly fouled. So LA on the restart here, and Depew will switch the point of attack wide to this right-hand side, well kept in by Julian Araujo. Had a rough start to the season, Araujo. Had to miss out in the first game due to suspension from 2020 and didn't really acquit himself pretty well in the first few games, but he was challenged by his head coach, Greg Vanny, and he has really risen to the challenge, becoming more the Julian Araujo we saw in 2020. Wide to the left now. Vasquez switching it up. Lovely ball. Sublime first touch from Araujo. Pegs it across now. Chicharito heavy on the touch. Did manage to work the snapshot. It took a deflection, and LA will have their second corner of the evening. Chicharito just not enough chances on Saturday night. Trying to get involved here early on, but it's been few and far between. His first touch just on the edge of the box. Andy Rosa to come sliding in. Galaxy looking to profit now from this dead ball. Vasquez on this near side with his right foot. Beware the outswinger. Galaxy looking to capitalize from a corner kick, and the goalkeeper flaps at it. It's picked up by Sasha Kleshtin, who's heavy on the touch but keeps it in. Plays it on the edge of the box for Sebastian Lletget. Pass to USA International to the former. Here's Villafana now for Grancier. Wraps his right foot around it. Put it into a dangerous area. Well played by the Frenchman. And Kleshtin now as the defense pushes out at midfield. Araujo wide on this near side as Vasquez is floated over to the right, trying to play it in for Cabral. And in the end, too heavy, easy for Maxime Crépeau, the 27-year-old goalkeeper, who really didn't do too well. Just got a hand to Vasquez's corner kick to send it out of danger. it wasn't with conviction. Back the other way now, and down goes Chicharito, and watchful eye goes to the referee. Tori Penso, the female official tonight, not at all interested. She's assisted, of course, by Ian Anderson, as well as Jeremy Hansen. The fourth referee tonight is Baldomero Toledo, and it would have been harsh against Brown. A little clumsy, and it lacked coordination from Chicharito Hernandez. There was contact, however, as he comes down on the top of the left boot of Javane Brown, who's been the center of a lot of the defense tonight for Vancouver. Coming into this game, Chicharito Hernandez, even though he's scored 7 times in his first 5 games, now 281 minutes without a goal, 3 games going goalless. Not exactly alarm bells, but off color, you could say. So the Galaxy will get a chance to build, still goalless, at Rio Tinto Stadium in Sandy, Utah, the home, the makeshift home of Vancouver this season. And they had to do similarly against their opposition at Providence Park up in Portland, Oregon in 2020 due to COVID restrictions. It could be changed and lifted as early as late July, so for the time being, at least for the next roughly less than 2 months, this will be home, as it has been all season for Vancouver. Galaxy, though, getting the lion's share of possession, as I mentioned it. The first 15 minutes at 57% for Vancouver. That's dwindled to 34 as the Galaxy really get their foot into this game. But similarly, what we saw against Seattle, they haven't had those quality chances. Good understanding now as Cabral drops centrally. Plays a good one, too. Here's his countryman, Grandcir, who lifts it to that far post, but no one making the run. Chicharito disappointed that he didn't continue it. And the troubles continue in the final third. Grandcir, Chicharito Hernandez, as well as Cabral, still finding an understanding. It takes familiarity. It takes games. It's very much a work in progress. Vancouver haven't really offered up much in the attacking third as well, as the Galaxy have dominated possession here in the last 15 minutes. Haven't had much to show for it in terms of quality chances on target. They'll throw it back now for Sega Coulibaly. Depew. Jonathan Bond, who is spectacular once again. 5 big saves against the Seattle Sounders, and that brings his season total up to 45. And while you want to praise Bond for being so efficient and well drilled at the back, the fact that your goalkeeper is making 45 saves more than any other goalkeeper in this league, that is not a positive. They've worked it to the left-hand side where Vasquez pops up. It's an angle ball deep into the corner for Julian Araujo on this near opposite side, but that's well defended by the experienced back four of Vancouver. Anchored, of course, by Eric Godoy, who's carrying a yellow card. Cavallini wanted a foul, but he's not going to get it now, and Vasquez will take over. Leggett now, just in front of Greg Vanney in the visiting bench. Galaxy, of course, as I mentioned, the second of 5 games in the space of 20 days. Their second of 3 in the space of 8, as they will hit the road after this one and take a flight to San Jose tomorrow. Take the day off and then train on Friday before the Saturday fixture. Games, as they say in the UK, come thick and they come fast. As Coulibaly goes up and over the back of Lucas Cavallini, and Vancouver have earned the corner, or rather the free kick. Lots of games coming tonight. Earlier it was New England 3-2 winners over the New York Red Bulls. NYCFC 1-0 over to the Atlanta United. Tajuri Shradi scoring for the second consecutive game. Philadelphia doing the same against Columbus as Montero gets the goal in the first half to upend the defending champions. Montreal goalless against DC United. And FC Cincinnati, would you believe it, continuing to heap on the misery for the Chicago Fires. It was Barrial 5 minutes after halftime. FC Cincy 1-0 away to Chicago. Game's really coming out. Minnesota United getting goals from Fragapane and Hunu, 2-0 over Austin. And, of course, Houston and Portland drawing in Texas as Portland came back from 2 goals down. Jeremy Abobise scoring not 1 minute into stoppage time there. Sporting Kansas City taking maximum points over Colorado, so the door is wide open here for LA to take sole possession of 3rd place. But Vancouver has their own designs. Here's Araujo, who takes over possession now for LA as we move into the final quarter of an hour of half number 1. Disrupted now, good step, you'd have to say, from Godoy, who has a nice reading of the game. But once again, that midfield link to the attack has not been there tonight for Vancouver, and much to the frustration of Lucas Cavallini. The Galaxy able to take over possession. Here's the elegant, silky smooth Sasha Kleshchin for Julian Araujo. Closed down by Russell Tybert. Back to Koulibaly. Koulibaly, many think he's going to be one part of that central defensive pairing at the back. Derek Williams, as I mentioned, the 3rd of his 6-match ban being served this evening after his sending off on Memorial Day weekend in that challenge against Andy Polo. It was initially a 1-match ban after straight red, but then the disciplinary committee tacking on 5 more. LA now crossing into that Vancouver half, wide on this left-hand side for Cabral, who's starting to find the game. Needs to have a good outing tonight. It's his 4th consecutive start. Hasn't really offered up much. Araujo, though, is it switched over to the right. Trying to find the understanding with Grancier. Koulibaly. Depew right back inside the center circle. It's a big, strong, formidable duo, isn't it? With Depew and Koulibaly. Grancier trying to get off to the races now. Squares it. The on-rushing Sebastian Lletget. This is better from Los Angeles, but he's closed down. LA get it back. Vasquez plays it wide. Pushed out in front. And Cabral's tame effort. I think he might have been caught in 2 minds there as the near post run was made by Chicharito Hernandez. In the end, pretty easy work made of it by Vancouver goalkeeper Maxime Clepot. And it was that ball just angled out in front, somewhere between a cross and a shot from Cabral. He just lacked that decisiveness and conviction, but he's young. It's a new country, a new language. He doesn't speak 1 iota of English yet. And he'll be working on that. Fortunately, plenty of French speakers in this LA Galaxy team. Joining his countrymen, of course, Grancier and Koulibaly. Sasha Kleshchin speaking some French after his time in Belgium, playing with Anderlecht. At one point serving as translator for Samuel Grancier, who doesn't speak much English either. Gutierrez now in high pressure from the Galaxy, trying to pin Vancouver in their own half. Cavallini loses it, and Galaxy able to win it back. 35th minute, Sasha Kleshchin crosses the halfway line, trying to provide that creative inspiration, and it's a little casual. Good step up from the Australian-born Andy Rose. Dahomey now working it on the interior for this Vancouver team. They've also made a couple of changes, bringing in Cavallini and Tybert, replacing the Brazilian Caio Alexandre and Deber Caicedo, the Colombian. Just trying to tweak the system a little bit here, find the nuance and understanding. Back to the Galaxy goalkeeper Jonathan Bond, playing it well out of the back with his feet and locating Sasha Kleshchin. Acres of space in the center of the park now, wide to the left for Victor Vasquez. Here comes LA trying to conjure up something positive. 2 banks of 4 in front of them. It's been tough to break down. Space has been a limited commodity as Araujo has Grancier ahead of him, but he's upended by Gutierrez, well defended by the Vancouver left back. Gutierrez called up for that Canada Preliminary Gold Cup squad. Raised in Chile, as I mentioned, but will play his professional, or rather international football for Canada. Is yet to make an appearance, however, after coming through the Chilean youth system. They'll push it forward now. Here's Dahomey, the diminutive Canadian, now Colombian in his 2nd season He is their top goal scorer so far with 3 in his first 8 starts. Michael Baldissimo, the Canada Youth International, supported by Andy Rose, the Englishman. Tybert, who's come out wide to the left-hand side inside the Galaxy half, just in front of the Vancouver bench, will play it off. Tybert, of course, vastly experienced, the longest tenured Vancouver player, now making his 192nd appearance since joining up as a youth team player for Vancouver in 2008. That's about 3 years before they became an MLS team in 2011. Not bad for a kid who's thought he was going to be a professional hockey player. Actually played some minor hockey in the AAA with Niagara Falls Thunder after growing up in Ontario. Tybert dropping centrally now, providing good cover and working as that proverbial shield between Godoy and Rose in front of that back four. Here is Godoy, the aforementioned, for Brown. Plays it down the line. Good movement, but nicely closed by Nick Depew. Covered excellently for Jorge Villafana. It will be a throw. Soccer fans, join us at the Dignity Health Sports Park for the next home game as the LA Galaxy, Chicharito, and Jonathan Dos Santos host Sporting Kansas City coming up on the 4th of July with the game starting at 7:30. All in attendance are encouraged to stay following the game to experience a very special, and I can't tell you, it's a very special 4th of July fireworks show. Get your tickets today at lagalaxy.com/tickets. Good for a forward, and it was Brian White trying to play it off of Sega Koulibaly to no avail, and it drifts out of play for a goal kick. 38th minute, still no goals between these two. It's been a cagey first half. Intelligently played by Koulibaly. Like what I see out of him. Experienced French youth international after playing for the under-20s earlier in his career. Actually came through the Rennes system before moving on to Nancy and playing a lot of his team football in lower division Ligue 2. Here's Chicharito Hernandez now, and it's LA on the counterattack. Grand Cyr has the overlap, lifted over to the far post, and it's cut out by Godoy. Corner number 3 upcoming now for the Galaxy. Good movement from Grand Cyr. Waited for the overlap. That took the defender away, and that cross intended for his countryman Cabral deflects out of play. So it will be a far side corner and make it the 3rd of the evening for LA. Vasquez standing over it, and it'll be an in-swinger. This is a zonal system for Vancouver on their marking. They'll take it wide. On the volley, it's Kleshtin. Didn't quite get it right, and it will come out for a Vancouver goal kick. Hey, soccer fans, LA Galaxy is excited to host full-capacity matches at Dignity Health Sports Park for the remainder of the 2021 campaign. Learn all about what it means to be a part of the Galaxy community by joining as an LA Galaxy season ticket member. Call 1-877-3-GALAXY. That's 1-877-342-5299. Or head online and visit lagalaxy.com. Final 6 minutes of the half, and a coming together of Kleshtin and Christian Dahome. Dahome pleading his case to referee Tori Pinsel. Around there, Janio Bikel. Bit of quiet presence tonight, Janio Bikel. It'd be a 50-50 ball with Kleshtin. Perhaps a little hard done by on the Portuguese midfielder, actually born in Guinea. It's broken nicely for Brian White. Once again handcuffed by Sega Koulibaly. He's made the most of his individual battles in which he has won tonight. Tough to beat. Little foul that time. Referees played advantage now, and here comes Chicharito Hernandez, and this is where the Galaxy look to break. This is Vasquez, wide on the left, inside the Vancouver half. Vasquez slips around one, but can't get around the second defender. Galaxy looking dangerous and slick on the counter-attack, but Vancouver able to get back, and Bikel once again very slow to get up. And a coming together, I believe, with Vasquez in that final challenge. Bikel has been a real Swiss Army knife, just came in a little bit late and collided with the Spaniard. We've seen Bikel utilized in a deeper central role, also amongst the back forward in a center back position as well. Nice to have that type of versatility, and giving head coach Mark Dos Santos some options here for a team that's trying to halt a 4-match losing run. A 5th consecutive defeat would equal the worst ever from a Vancouver team in Major League Soccer. Not exactly an auspicious mark they want to equal this evening. Once again, back the way they go. This time it's going to go against Depew, so a free kick for the Caps as we close in on halftime. Keep it right here. I'll get you apprised on all the other scores and goings on in Major League Soccer with our halftime show here on Galaxy Radio. Take a look ahead at what's in store and discuss some of the good and not so good moments from the first 45 minutes. And standing over it will be Vancouver, and Godoy gets it started wide on the right-hand side. And a drop of the shoulder, I believe, from Brown, but a little misguided and overcooked, and that one disseminates into nothing, and it will be a throw-in deep inside the LA half for Julian Araujo. Good to see Brown shake off the after effects of that collision. Keeps his spot at right fullback. The Galaxy trying to work it forward down the right. Gutierrez will see it out of play as it's throw-in near the halfway mark. A lot has been made of this Vancouver lack of incision. It's a lack of penetration. Michael Baldissimo being deployed into a different role amongst the 4-3-3 back there, playing much of his time centrally. Here's Koulibaly playing it back for his goalkeeper, Jonathan Bond, under some pressure from White. He did really well to reverse course. Back for Nick Depew. Kleshtin looking to build via Fania, closed down by Dahome, and Vancouver win it back, and they become a little bit more aggressive here, trying to take something positive in the late stages. It's booted forward by Brown. Great looking ball, and it was White who rose but couldn't keep his header down. Quick strike, early delivery for the former New York Red Bull, and he did well to rise and get in front of Koulibaly. The delivery right on a dime, but he was in the outside position. Played out that last shoulder, and it was White. Had he steered it on target and actually scored, it wouldn't have counted anyway. The referee right on top of it, immediately putting up the flag. So here's Bikel. White to the right now. Rose. Vancouver in possession in their own half. Brown works his way down this right-hand side. Dahome dropping deep. He's been a quiet presence tonight, Dahome. He's one of the more enterprising attacking players who can make a difference. They've worked it to the left now on the switch. Tybert, the longtime Canadian stalwart. Tybert making 27 appearances for the Canadian national team. Has not been called up to that Gold Cup squad just yet. Just still in the preliminary stages. Baldissimo just in front of that back four now, trying to play that role of the distributor. He's kind of playing in an all-action number 8 position tonight. His hopeful ball for Cavallini will drift out of play, and it will be a Jonathan Bond goal kick here in the final minute. Plus, added on time to come, sure, which will be lengthy, and it will be 3, a little bit less than I thought, after that injury to Javane Brown early on in the first half. Nevertheless, ample opportunity and time for LA to conjure up something positive. What a great time it would be for either of these two to find the back of the net and seize that momentum heading into halftime, which is imminent. Wide on the left now for Cabral, who's playing a little more withdrawn. Vasquez will drop to Show. Good 1-2 between those two. The Europeans forming a good understanding. Stepping into the attack is Vasquez. Cabral needs some support. Here's Sasha Kleshtin now, who will switch it wide to this right-hand side. Araujo arrives. In support is Leggett, who will fire one up, and that one misguided. Disappointing delivery for Seba Leggett, and continues an inauspicious run since coming back from international duty. A lot of people saying in jest that, hey, we put a U.S. national team jersey on Sebastian Lletget and turn him out for the Galaxy, perhaps things will be a little bit better. But indeed, harsh criticism of one of the best players for the Galaxy, Seba Lletget, of course, now in his 7th season with Los Angeles, the longest tenured player on this Galaxy team. Bikel, Dahomey tries to fire one in. Oh, it was Cavallini. It was an important intervention by Koulibaly, who's been excellent tonight. Here's Bikel as Vancouver sustained the pressure. Good movement from White on the edge of the Galaxy box. Has the support of Dahomey now. White on the right-hand side, 2 minutes deep, and it's fired off, and that is very poor from Vancouver as they just blindly fire off this cross. It was Dahomey initially playing it across just behind White. The subsequent spell of possession, seeing Dahomey just fire one out of play. That's the story with him. No doubt about his potential, his pace, perhaps some of the decision-making left in question from Dahomey. Now in his 2nd season for the Canadian club, trying to lift themselves off the lower reaches of this 13-team Western Conference table. Baldissimo plays it for Tybert, intercepted by Julian Araujo. And about 30 seconds left, at least here in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Vasquez, Kleshtin, wide on the left-hand side. This is Cabral, whose twin brother Remy in action, of course. LA Galaxy 2 against Orange County SC in Carson tonight. Games kicking off simultaneously, and this is better now. Gralsier is in the onside position. Has Araujo, pings one across. Deflects off of Gutierrez, but LA get it back. Here's Gralsier. And peeling off the run now is Vasquez. Can they break them down and pick that lock? Vasquez's cross. And underneath it is the defense of Vancouver, who steers it clear, tracked down by Villafana. Now we move into the 4th minute of allotted injury time, and that's going to do it. And referee Tori Penso blows her whistle, and the first half is in the books. Some good spells of possession. Bright start for Vancouver, who asked some of the questions early on, but the Galaxy grew into this game. But continuing in that same theme that we saw on Saturday night, a lot of possession, but not a lot to show for it. So as a result, it is halftime here on Galaxy Radio. It's Vancouver 0, LA 0. Stick around. The halftime show is next.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. Like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage in their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch 94 years ago, to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
Tonight, Wingstop is upping the flavor of your cruise night in with Wingstop's Big Night In Bundle. 25 boneless wings, your choice of 3 craveable flavors, and 3 delicious dips, all for just $16.99. Order tonight at wingstop.com at participating locations. Wingstop, the flavor of the LA Galaxy.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life.
And welcome back. Halftime at Rio Tinto Stadium in Sandy, Utah. And it's Vancouver Whitecaps nil, the LA Galaxy nil. Happy to have you along here on the halftime show on Galaxy Radio. I'm Christian Miles. And, of course, the ninth game of the campaign, the LA Galaxy trying to seize the advantage right now and get back to winning ways. A victory tonight could lift them 2 points clear of the Colorado Rapids, who sustained defeat tonight, uncharacteristically so, putting aside a great run of form for them as they lost to Sporting Kansas City in a matchup of second v third in the Western Conference. And that, of course, one of many games taking place this evening in a busy midweek fixture list in Major League Soccer. Earlier today was Bruce Arena, the former LA Galaxy coach, 3-2 victors over the New York Red Bulls. NYCFC getting a goal from Chijuri Shradi, 1-0 over Atlanta. Philadelphia 1-0 over Columbus, the defending champions, as they go down to a Montero strike, who scores the only goal for Philadelphia, and they continue their rich vein of form. Elsewhere, it was Cincinnati finally getting a win and putting aside that miserable run. Barreal striking 5 minutes after halftime to send Chicago to the basement of the Eastern Conference. And Minnesota back to winning ways. Fragapan as well as Hunu on target. Both goals coming inside the first 20 minutes. 2-0 over Austin, who are really starting to slow down after a bright start. Montreal and D.C. goalless up in Quebec. It was Houston 2, Portland 2. Picot and Pasher putting Houston up 2-0 at the break, but Portland getting second-half strikes from Tyrone Asprilla and Jeremy Ebobisse in stoppage time to take a share of the points in Texas. SKC, as I mentioned, getting that win over Colorado. Chaloy on target twice with the brace, and for Hernandez striking in the second half. Elsewhere, it was Nashville 3-2 over Toronto, who continue to struggle. I guess when Greg Vanney leaves, so does the winning form, as Gary Smith and Nashville get a much-needed 3 points. And just underway, Seattle 1-0 over Real Salt Lake. Christian Roldan on target, and LASC 1-0 over SC Dallas. Carlos Vela hitting the back of the net 4 minutes after kickoff. So there you have it. That's your update from elsewhere around the league. Stay with us. We'll break down the first half when we return. It's Vancouver 0, LA 0 tonight on Galaxy Radio.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage in their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch 94 years ago, to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
Tonight, Wingstop is upping the flavor of your cruise night in with Wingstop's Big Night In Bundle. 25 boneless wings, your choice of 3 craveable flavors and 3 delicious dips, all for just $16.99. Order tonight at wingstop.com at participating locations. Wingstop, the flavor of the LA Galaxy.
Back halftime here on Galaxy Radio. Vancouver and LA Galaxy not offering much going forward. Still goalless after 45 minutes. Happy to have you along. Let's take a look at some of the better moments here from the first half, and really not a lot of clear-cut chances to get to as we break down the stats. The Galaxy were trailing in terms of possession for the first 15 minutes when they saw Vancouver have about 57% of the ball. Since then, they managed to take the game by the scruff of the neck and dominate that middle third, getting 61% on the balance through the first 45 minutes. However, despite all that possession and those 3 corners, they have yet to steer a shot on target. 3 opportunities. The good news, however, the defense looking balanced. Sega Koulibaly really having a fine outing, but the Galaxy, that final ball and that link between the midfield and the attack just has not been there. And Chicharito, a striker that is desperate for chances, trying to find the understanding with Kevin Cabral, but unfortunately for the Galaxy, they just haven't been on the same page. All credit to Vancouver, have come in and bunkered in with 2 banks of 4 and made it difficult here for LA. We'll see. LA's going to have that player to take on defenders. Gracier has been that player on fleeting occasions, but it just has not come together. Chicharito dropping off and trying to find that understanding with Cabral, as I mentioned. And Victor Vasquez, who's largely pulled the strings tonight, dictating much of the possession along with Sasha Kljestan. They need a little bit perhaps more directness going forward and trying to find those runs in behind from Cabral, who can play off of Chicharito Hernandez. So we shall see what bodes in the second half. Plenty of room for improvement for both of these two. Time for us to step aside, but when we return, it's back out to Sandy, Utah. It's Vancouver and LA. Stay with us. The second half is next.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. a rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage in their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch 94 years ago, to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. Power up like a pro. Contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
Tonight, Wingstop is upping the flavor of your cruise night in with Wingstop's Big Night In Bundle. 25 boneless wings, your choice of 3 craveable flavors and 3 delicious dips, all for just $16.99. Order tonight at wingstop.com at participating locations. Wingstop, the flavor of the LA Galaxy.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life.
Welcome back. It is soccer on the Wasatch Front. We are live in Sandy, Utah, just outside of Salt Lake City for Game 9 on the LA Galaxy slate. And it's just getting set for the start of the second half. The Galaxy goalless against the home side, Vancouver Whitecaps, who are playing their home games here south of the border in Salt Lake, or in Sandy, Utah, at the home of Real Salt Lake. However, neither side really offering up much going forward. It's been a match that's been devoid of creative attacking enterprise. It hasn't been easy on the eye. The Galaxy have had some good spells of possession, working it nicely through the midfield and side to side, but you have to tip your hat and credit to this Vancouver team, who is not renowned for their defense. In fact, 12 goals allowed. It's tied for 8th most coming into today in all of Major League Soccer, so that has to be a feather in their cap. But trying to get Chicharito, trying to get this team in sync and on the same page and just offer up more incision and more quality in the final third is the order of the evening. So we get set for the start of the second half. The Galaxy in their community kit harkens to the old days with the old green and black. And we are underway in Sandy, and Vancouver will start us off. They are the home team in the white. Galaxy looking for just their second win on their travels, trying to get back to winning ways after a disappointing yet confidence-inspiring defeat against Seattle Sounders on Saturday night against, in my estimation, is the best team in the league right now. The Galaxy just losing out by the odd goal, 2-1. Didn't generate much going forward on that evening either, but had some positive moments in the middle third. We'll see what Greg Vanney had said to his charges at halftime, if they come out inspired or not. Definitely need some creative inspiration here if they're going to take something positive out of Utah before their big trip up to San Jose. Well, they will take on the Earthquakes on Saturday evening on the road. Throw in now on the near side. It will be LA in possession for the first time in the second half. Nick DePuy continuing to deputize in the center of defense for the suspended Derek Williams and the injured Daniel Steris. A lot was made. Why were the Galaxy having 4 central defenders at the beginning of the campaign? And now you know why, and it's come in very handy. This is going to be an MLS season that will be defined not by your first 11 as much it will be defined by your first 15 to 18 players. So much international football as well as World Cup qualification coming our way. And this is positive for LA. Out in front, Chicharito buries it home. The drought is over. And Chicharito Hernandez capitalizes at the beginning of the second half. It's a super start and a dream take from the Mexican, who grabs his league-leading 8th goal of the season. It's LA 1, Vancouver 0. Well taken from Chicha. Beautifully played down this right-hand side. It's won back by Remy Cabral, who did brilliantly. Played up now by Sasha Kleshin, who reverses course and tapped in by Chicharito via the assist from Seba Leggett. The goal in the 48th minute, just well worked. Everybody getting a touch. A team goal, and nothing will put a smile like that on the face of Chicharito Hernandez, who moves clear of Raul Ruidiaz at the summit of the goal-scoring charts and ends his goal-scoring drought at 3.5 games. Chicharito Hernandez right back in the thick of it once again, and he grabs, of course, his 10th goal since coming into Major League Soccer. So 1-0, and what kind of a response will we see from this Vancouver team? A drought that lasted quite a while. Back the other way we go now, and looking for an immediate response is Vancouver. LA at 6s and 7s, fired in. It was Cavallini who got his left foot around it, and well held by Jonathan Bond. The first look we've seen tonight for the big Canadian striker. Made the most of it. Villafana hits the deck, well helped on by Dahome. It was a quick snapshot from Cavallini, who was closed down by 2 defenders. My goodness, what a start to the second half. Well, the drought of 328 minutes without a goal is over for Chicharito. Out of play, and Vancouver have come out reinvigorated, but what a start, and would love to be a fly on the wall in the locker room at halftime as the Galaxy able to come out firing here in the second period. Vancouver, to their credit, coming out with equal moxie, but it was Kleshin angles it through, beautifully played. Leggett just squares it across. Excellent team goal on build-up play. And the best move we've seen sometime from the LA Galaxy. An important strike for them. Simple goal, and the defense caught wanting. The 13th goal conceded. The Galaxy, of course, scoring for the 13th time this season. A team that came in, only, of course, 7 other clubs had scored more than the Galaxy coming into the Wednesday fixtures. And the Galaxy makeshift captain tonight, wearing the armband and leading from the front. An important goal for Los Angeles, who they themselves score for the first time from the run of play going back to May 15th when Chicharito found the back of the net in the 77th minute against Austin. Hill goalless in the subsequent game away to Portland. Had an own goal from a Gracier shot on Memorial Day, 1-0 over San Jose, and of course Kleshin's goal from the penalty spot. So the first time a Galaxy player has scored from the run of play in the space, of course, of 4 games. So 5 minutes gone in this second half. It was as you were, no changes at halftime or substitutes. Vancouver looking for a riposte. Here's Dahome, and he's chopped down by Kleshin. No foul called from the referee. Referee tonight, the female official, Tori Penso, assisted by Ian Anderson and Jeremy Hansen. Back the other way we go. Lucas Cavallini, a player down for Vancouver. Cavallini on the edge of the box, and they will play it out. And it's Javane Brown once again, who's taken his licks tonight, hits the deck. Jamaican has had his problems, and he's had to deal with some real physical bruising play. Whether it be Kevin Cabral or Chicharito. I'd be very surprised if he can continue, as he's put through the paces here by the medical staff from Vancouver. Simple ball played out of the back, and it was Brown who just went to ground, clutching his left knee. Didn't come into contact with any other player. It's not a good sign You don't want to speculate as to the nature of the injury. It should be noted, this is a Vancouver team that's playing without one of their designated players, Ali Adnan, the Iraqi left back, who has not been cleared to play in the United States due to visa restrictions. So he is unable to go, and a Vancouver team that's depleted may get more so here if Brown cannot continue. And he gives a kick, and he will be replaced. So Vancouver going to their bench temporarily down to 10 men. Caio Alexandre getting set to check in for the Canadians and becoming the first substitute for either. The game takes on a little bit more of a physical element right now. So Caio Alexandre, this is going to be a rejig here. Alexandre, not exactly a defensive player by trade. Possibly will cause a shift in personnel. We'll see if it results in a change in shape. Alexandre, who was part of the first 11 setup, one of the two sacrificed along with Caicedo in the changes tonight. And the peg across there from Dahome headed clear by the Galaxy defense. It drops for Vancouver's Michael Baldissimo. He'll play it wide to this near side inside the Galaxy half, and it's booted across by Dahome, and it's come out. The third corner of the evening for Vancouver coming up as it ricochets off of Jorge Villafana. So the first substitute utilized by necessity of injury, it appears. Galaxy have had their problems on corner kicks, as I mentioned, throughout the campaign. And Baldissimo to deliver. Plenty of tall timber, but he overcooks it from every situation. That goal conceded on the corner kick on Saturday night. Just the first time the Galaxy have conceded from a corner all season. It's a little discombobulated at the back for Vancouver, but they are able to restore possession, and they've had a good response since the goal. Here's Alexandre, the Brazilian substitute, getting his first touch now. Baldissimo wide on this near side inside the Vancouver half. As the Galaxy went out in front on the 48th minute thanks to Chicharito Hernandez's 8th goal of the season. Played beautifully by Sasha Kleshtin at first, and then Sebastian Lletget right across the face. No chance for Maxime Crepeau. Meanwhile, back to the middle we go. Here's Alexandre. This is Bikel. Dahome operating just in front of the Galaxy bench. Dahome trying to drop that shoulder, but no way past Jorge Villafana. Tell you what, a credit to Jorge Villafana. He's handcuffed Dahome tonight, who's been frustrated. He hasn't given an inch on that left-hand side, Jorge Villafana, and he's really been a steady, solid acquisition. He's featured each and every one of the 9 games in a starting role this season for Los Angeles. He'll take the throw, but only as far as Godoy. They apply the pressure now, and they've got to be careful. It's a chance now for Araujo and LA to counterattack, and it's a galloping run here from Julian Araujo. Plays it wide to the right-hand side. Grancier pegs it across, takes a deflection, and Baldissimo controls and sends it to safety. It'll go out at the halfway line on the opposite side for a Galaxy throw-in as Koulibaly hits the deck in his ongoing war with Brian White. Those two just coming together, nothing really in it. So throw in now for LA. Grancier. 1 of 2 changes tonight, and it's given away rather cheaply from LA. It could be costly, but the favor is returned. Lletget with his head up, and the flag is down for Kevin Cabral, who arrives on the edge of the Vancouver penalty area. A couple of step-overs, and Cabral nowhere to go. Stopped dead in his tracks by Janio Bikel. The Portuguese did really well that time, didn't he? More pace in this game. Higher tempo the second half being played than we saw in the first. It was Cabral. He's tried these 1v1s, and it's not the first time that he's not been able to get past the likes of Janio Bikel, showing off his defensive talents. So good in the 1v1s, and that proves to be the case for the former CSKA Sofia man. Nevertheless, the Galaxy able to get possession back, 57th minute. The second half starting in dreamlike fashion for them. 3 points that they'd love to take here and take sole possession of the third spot in the MLS Western Conference following a disappointing defeat for Colorado, who lost tonight on the road to Sporting Kansas City. Hey, soccer fans, the LA Galaxy is excited to host full-capacity matches at Dignity Health Sports Park for the remainder of the 2021 MLS season. You can learn all about what it means to be a part of the Galaxy community by joining as an LA Galaxy season ticket member. Call 1-877-3-GALAXY. That's 1-877-342-5299, or just visit lagalaxy.com. No luck for Russell Tybert, and we'll see the second switch of the evening here as he will be sacrificed. So Tybert off, and it's Daber Caicedo, the Colombian winger, coming on. He'll add more pace and more width to the back. We shall see how it rounds itself out. The expanded substitute rule, of course, has applied. 5 changes, 3 windows in which they can be made. They've utilized 2 of those windows so far, 1 left. So Caicedo on. Can he be the difference maker? This is a Vancouver team, as I mentioned, in need of inspiration. Still the same first 11 that we saw at the beginning of the match for LA, and why not? They've really picked it up here in the second half. Here's Chicharito Hernandez with immense strength, shouldering off 2 defenders before earning the corner kick right in front of the Vancouver bench. Well done, as he was just harnessed by Eric Godoy, as well as Janio Bikel, who aided to the cause. You know, a lot is made of Chicharito's sneaky and poaching abilities, as we see a double substitution now. And Jonah Dos Santos comes in on the double switch for Sasha Kleshchin. And it will be Efrain Alvarez checking in for the uninspiring Kevin Cabral. And this will be really fascinating here to see how this shape will be changed. Cabral started wide on this left-hand side. So Jonathan Dos Santos really gives the Galaxy the only natural defensive midfield presence that they have. His Kleshchin's shift is over after an hour. So 2 changes made by both teams here. And as the final half an hour remains to be played, here's Villafana, who came in late on Dahome. A free kick inside the Vancouver half for the Caps. Just came in late. Dahome first to it. He just cleaned out the Colombian. A mistimed challenge from Villafana. He doesn't put in many of those. Such a good tackler of the ball. Actually started his career playing wider and more of an out-and-out left-sided midfield role, but has grown into one of the more accomplished left fullbacks in Major League Soccer, already with an MLS title to his credit. Back the other way we go, and Jonah Dos Santos getting right into the thick of the challenge. He'll reclaim the captain's armband as he came together with Michael Baldissimo. Dos Santos late on the challenge, and that we'll see Dos Santos awarded the free kick. They really needed some inspiration from Jonah. Perhaps he can provide it. Jonah, of course, making his 8th appearance, did not factor in the game on Saturday against Seattle, sustaining a calf injury just before the start of the international call-up window. It didn't feature in the later stages for Mexico during the international break. One remains to be seen whether he will be a part of that Gold Cup squad. Off of Vasquez, it'll come out here. So free kick here for Vancouver. 62nd minute. Ideally, the Galaxy would like to get back to winning ways against a team that's beaten them 3 of the last 4 meetings. Absolutely thumped in Portland last November on the last game of the season. 3-0. LA won in October in Carson. That, of course, came after the last game before the COVID lockdown in Carson when Vancouver walked out 1-0 winners. Head up now and in transition, and here come the LA Galaxy. Grand Cyr on his bike, pulls it back on the edge of the box, waits for the support, has it. It's Vasquez trying to play it forward for Alvarez to no avail, and it drops for Sebastian Lletget. Lletget, who just picked up his second assist moments ago, goes to work. Vasquez, good run. Lletget squares it across. Rose able to cut it out on Vancouver's behalf, and Baldissimo sends it to safety. Galaxy, when they're clicking, they can put together some really silky, smooth, penetrating passing moves. Beautiful stuff now. They're reinvigorated. Alvarez trying to play it through. Did well to win it. They keep it going now. LA dominating possession. It's one-way traffic. Lletget plays it wide to the right-hand side. Araujo now. Vasquez just on the edge of the Vancouver box. Chicharito. They continue to count the passes. Trying to pass Vancouver to death. Araujo is in, just on the edge of the box, but the flag had gone up offside on the LA fullback. They're brimming with confidence right now, and it's really amazing what a goal will do for the confidence of a team. Julian Araujo and LA finding those triangles, some tight, intricate passing. You've seen it on a couple of occasions. It's been fleeting throughout this season, but to be expected from a team that's had so much turnover in the offseason, so many new players coming into the setup as well. Need to get to know each other and come together. They've bought into the system. Just trying to translate that into goals and into victories. Always the most difficult part. Vancouver now on the near side, right in front of their bench in their own half. It will be a throw for the Caps. Mikel. The flick on there from Brian White. It drops to the feet of Grand Cyr. Brilliantly played for Vasquez. So much liveliness and accuracy in the passing game. It's crisp, and Chicharito is fouled. They'll play the advantage. Araujo on the burst on the right-hand side. Pulls it back. Chicharito at the near post, and Clepo able to gather. They are clicking right now, and LA starting to put together some of the best moves I've seen all season. But right back the other way, they're exposed. The left-hand side, Dahome plays it in. Cavallini met by Jonathan Bond, who spills it. LA stretched. They don't corral it. Not the tidiest of defending. And they avoid disaster after a brush with it. It was played out wide, and Dahome pushed it out wide to the left-hand side. Brilliantly worked from Vancouver, and it was Cavallini just goes to ground under no defensive pressure whatsoever, and it's just clumsy by the big Canadian striker, who really should have done better as he was played in on some great industry on the counter-attack. Also one of the better moves of the evening for Vancouver as this game starts to get a little bit stretched, and the hosts, technically speaking, looking for that equalizer. Vancouver coming off of course, a 3-1 loss against Vancouver. At the latest of 4 consecutive defeats after losses away to Minnesota, Kansas City, and Houston. Here's Lletget. Pops one up. Makes it a little difficult for Jonah Dos Santos on the right-hand side. LA trying to ride the tide of fresh legs as well. Definitely an injection of energy has led to an increase in quality in play. Wide on the left now. Alexandre trying to play it up and over the top. They go a little bit more direct. White trying to play the second ball for Lucas Cavallini to no avail, and it's mopped up by Dos Santos, who gives it away. This is Dahome, who drops that shoulder, tries to square it, but it's blocked by Villafana. It continues to put the clamps on now. Alexandre with nowhere to go, and that defensive unit holds firm, and it'll be a free kick as Grand Cyr is brought to the floor. This one really opens up Hey, soccer fans, LA Galaxy is proud to offer the all-new 2021 community kit with a nod to the club's historic past. This jersey celebrates the uniqueness of all those that create our Galaxy community and culture. Get yours before they're gone at MLSstore.com. Tori Penso, referee, having some words with Baldissimo. Just dangled that foot out and brought down Grancier. So higher pressure from the Caps as we hit the midpoint of half number 2. So glad you're along with us tonight on Galaxy Radio as LA trying to get back to winning ways and garner their 6th win in 9 games, but they've had their work cut out here. Cavallini's first touch, terrible. Dahome fires. Great block once again from Jorge Villafana. Cavallini, a player that looks like he has a bit of rust around the rings. Hasn't quite been at his sharpest this evening. Grancier now, full of all kinds of endeavor. Wonderful understanding with Vasquez. Works it up wide to the right now for Chicharito, who's dropped deep, running straight at the defense, trying to link up. It's pushed in for Grancier, who's shouldered off of it, slightly impeded by Biquel, and that gave Clepeau time to come off his line. Samuel Grancier is re-energized. And it's broken as this game is absolutely wide open. A step over or two. That one fired in. And to the side netting. Decent opportunity for Diber Caicedo. He's added injection of pace, as I mentioned. Down this left-hand side. He's able to get in behind that fullback. Depew has to come across to close. Didn't have any conviction, no. Not much for him to work with as Bond had that near post covered up. It was just inside the penalty area and finds the back of the net and slams it in nearly. So Vancouver coming close, but not quite close enough. And Jorge Villafana very slow to get up at the other end. Soccer fans, come kick it with us this summer. The LA Galaxy is excited to offer a range of youth soccer programming for ages 18 months to 17 years old and all skill levels. Whether it's weekly training or a multi-day camp, your player will experience a safe, unique, and energizing soccer environment. Register your player at youth.lagalaxy.com. So Jorge Villafana continues to seek medical attention, and he'll be a substitute for the Canadians right now, and they are going to bring off Brian White and alter their attack once again. So Ryan Raposo will step on. Raposo making his 8th appearance of the season, largely as a substitute. Will add some strength in midfield. One of those Brighton up-and-coming young players, Raposo, had some versatility in midfield, but also can play up top in a false 9 role. And this is going to be the final window of change, so it's going to be Owusu coming in. Meanwhile, the Galaxy bring on Oniel Fisher for Victor Vasquez, and that's an interesting move. It could be a change of shape. And Adam Saldana as well on the double switch. Fisher will replace Jorge Villafana, who's coming off, and it'll be Saldana for Vasquez, and that makes a little bit more sense. Then we'll see a rejig perhaps of things on the left. Oniel Fisher, the Jamaican, coming on. Hasn't featured in quite a while. Was called up for international duty for some friendlies for Jamaica during the latest international break. So back it goes now for Maxime Clepeau. So both teams making double changes for the final 21 minutes here. Fisher, the 29-year-old Jamaica, hadn't featured since that 3-0 loss away to Seattle back on May 2nd. And out of play it goes. Wasn't exactly the best outing for him on that occasion, as well, as he was substituted off at halftime for Ethan Zubak in that game. So LA get it right back. Grand Cyr, who's been re-energized here. And back the other way. Lucas Cavallini having some words. Pulled back across, but no problem for Jonathan Bond, who made good work of it. Dahomey continuing to put himself about. So back to the way for Los Angeles and Depew. Now for Fisher, who just checked in as Villafana comes out. Cause for concern. This is a team already depleted. Without Derek Williams, without the injured Daniel Steres, who succumbed to a hamstring problem early in the first half on Saturday evening against Seattle. They'll boot it forward. Out comes Clepeau, made unnecessary hard work out of it. And here comes LA trying to capitalize. Sebastian Lletget, the center of the park, pushes it wide. Chicharito Hernandez on the periphery right now. He has the support. Jonathan Dos Santos nearly caught in possession, just dwelling too long on it. And it was Alexandre asking for the foul, asking where was the foul. It's got to be quicker from Jonah. Can't afford to dwell on that. About 10 yards atop the arc outside the penalty area. Nearly caught in possession by the Brazilian. Grand Cyr did brilliantly to keep it in. He's moved over to this left-hand side. He'll tuck in. And Grand Cyr calls his own number, but gets it all wrong. He's so instrumental in the build-up and so convincing with that breakaway pace and application that will bring up head coach Craig Vanny off the bench, who wasn't at all pleased with the end product there. And that's kind of the knock on Grand Cyr, for all the endeavor and the energy and the combination play he can participate in and provide. He just hasn't had that final bit of quality in front of goal. LA, though, nevertheless, still riding the 1-goal lead here. Chicharito Hernandez on the scoring end 2 minutes after halftime. They'll go back to Koulibaly and higher pressure from a front three right now. Bond trying to play it out for Dos Santos, and he'll give it a ride all the way to the halfway line, where it's picked up by Eric Godoy. And rather Bikel now. Down goes Dahomey under the challenge of Fisher, and it'll be a free kick for Vancouver, just in front of the Vancouver bench. Dos Santos, the former LAFC assistant, actually overseeing things. Now in his third season in charge. It's been a real rocky road. Hasn't had much time to play in Vancouver. It's kind of thwarted their ability to sign players. They've worked some good movement here from Kyle Alexandre, has been instrumental. He goes down at the edge of the arc of the D on the penalty area. Vancouver keep it back. LA under some pressure right now. Dahomey pulls it across. Alexandre's header goes begging. What a positive influence Alexandre has been since coming in as a substitute here in the second half. Starts the move off, pushes it out wide for Dahomey, whose cross just fires off of the head of the Brazilian. Galaxy under the cosh, as they say, but despite bending, not breaking. They have to be careful, as Julian Araujo was caught marking 2, as Alexandre makes that run from midfield, as well as trying to tend to the big, strong Lucas Cavallini. So here come the Galaxy on the ensuing goal kick. Here's Fisher on this near side, closed down by Alexandre. They'll push it back for Depew under some high pressure. This one misjudged, and here's Owusu, who just checked in, and he is caught. And it's Jonathan Dos Santos going for goal. I'll try to pull what Schick pulled off at the Euros a couple of days ago. The score from the halfway line. Audacious, one could say. Gives Maxime Clepel something to think about, but here's Owusu who's absolutely robbed. Brilliantly done by Jonathan Dos Santos, who doesn't lose too many 1v1 battles. So Vancouver will take over possession, and it's time for some inspiration for them. Played out of the back now. Trying to release Dahome, and that will summon Depew, who just chops down the Colombian. No doubt about the free kick. He's going to be booked, and he'll become the first man cautioned for L.A. Nick Depew garnering his first yellow card, no doubt about it. But with the edge and pace, a tactical foul. They used to call it the professional foul. Cannot even argue with that one. So this will put LA in a little spot of bother, as they say. Owusu nearly made to pay for it. So Jonathan Bond will organize his wall here. Galaxy have conceded twice from free kick situations. This one just outside the left side of the Galaxy penalty area. They stand over it now once again, and it's Gutierrez sends it in and nearly putting it home from point blank range, and it's belted high by Caicedo. Wonderful opportunity, and once again Los Angeles lacking conviction on a dead ball opportunity. Gutierrez's delivery spot on. Bond came for it, comes off the crossbar. Galaxy spared the blushes here. It's a good header. Godoy rises, and he did brilliantly. Everyone beaten to it. Godoy not marked, and nearly calamitous for Los Angeles as Jonathan Bond was beaten. Eric Godoy, who is yet to find the back of the net this season. The Argentine flexing his attacking muscle on that dead ball. It kind of been the Achilles heel, and the Galaxy a little bit flustered right now under this high pressure. They'll try and play out of the back. Koulibaly sends it down the right-hand side for Araujo. Here's Jonathan Dos Santos. Vancouver forced to come out of their shell and look for that equalizer. Nothing to lose at this point. They can't be victimized, perhaps. Trying to work their way through the middle now in a 50-50. Godoy does a good job to step inside the Galaxy half. Here's Owusu. Dropping into the center of that back four is Owusu. They've dropped one off, and he's partnering back there. Or rather, a proverbial shield in front of that back four, excuse me. Back the other way for Dahome in a 1v1 against Fisher, who just throws the Colombian to the floor. No call from the referee. Had a great look at it. Shoulder to shoulder. That's the referee deemed it. It was inside the box, and it really would have been harsh. So Cameron Dunbar, the speedy kid from Carson, replacing Samuel Grancier. That's like for like. Tremendous upside is the young Dunbar. So a throw in now for Bikel. Dunbar making his 7th appearance of the season. Game that's had a physical edge to it tonight. Always does when these two meet, it seems. Here's Bikel, is drifted over to the right-hand side, deep inside the Galaxy defensive 30. He'll fire off the cross. It sails over everybody. On the opposite side, it's controlled by Julian Araujo, trying to pick out Efrain Alvarez, but to no avail. Vancouver continue their dominating spell of possession here. Long searching ball into Home's right boot. Couldn't get a hold of it. It'll drift out over the line, and a goal kick for Jonathan Bond. Dahomey was so lively and full of enterprise in the first half. Trying to utilize his pace against the likes of Villafaña and now Fisher. It's a little bit more joy with Fisher since he's come in. The Galaxy, of course, with 5 shots, one of which on target. Even worse for Vancouver. 4 opportunities, just one deemed accurate. They hit the woodwork on that occasion. Galaxy really settling for some half chances at best. And it's been Vancouver basically one-way traffic for the last 10 minutes. '84th minute, the Galaxy leading on an early second half goal from Chicharito Hernandez. It was brilliantly built. Galaxy with 55% of the possession tonight. Possession really doesn't mean anything unless you could do something with it. And while they will have 3 points if they can see this out, still not enough created. Not enough work for Maxime Clépeau. It hasn't had a lot to do in that Vancouver goal. So here's Fisher taking things back over and sent clear by LA's Nick DePew. It ricochets on the first touch from Dunbar, the 18-year-old. And come in and take up a roll wide on his left-hand side of the Galaxy attack. Godoy under some pressure from Chicharito. They've got to be careful. Gutierrez for Caio Alexandre. Here's Owusu. Second half substitute. Alexandre, it's more direct, and that's cheaply given away. It's got to be better than that from Vancouver. LA returned the favor, however, and that's very poor from Efrain Alvarez. Gutierrez. Good movement from Vancouver right now. Owusu stepping in, and he'll call his own number. It may work out. Its turn. It's hit by Caicedo. It takes a deflection out, and it will be another corner coming up here for the Vancouver Whitecaps. While we've got a moment, hey, soccer fans, join us at Dignity Health Sports Park for the next LA Galaxy match as Chicharito and company host Sporting Kansas City on the 4th of July. With the game starting at 7:30, all in attendance are encouraged to stay following the match for a special 4th of July fireworks show. LAGalaxy.com for tickets. On the in-swinger, well defended this time. LA trying to break out into the counter-attack. Flicked on by Godoy. Alexandre reversing course now. He's worked some width for Caicedo. It's on now as it's pegged around. Koulibaly is there to repel it. And you're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this Galaxy defense. They're trying to see it out. They made those defensive substitutions, and they put 11 behind it. Just served in blindly, and Cavallini continues to be frustrated. He is the very picture of frustration tonight. His return to the first 11 has been inauspicious to say the least. Equally so has been his goal-scoring record so far this young campaign. Just 1 goal now in 9 appearances. Koulibaly, the new man on the team. He will soon be joined by another French-speaking individual, Ryan Ravelason, who is rumored to be on his way and provide more defensive cover in a defensive midfield role. As the French Legion continues to grow with LA, and that arising, of course, out of Greg Vanney's immense contacts after playing with Bastia earlier in his professional career, has immense contacts in France and has utilized them to very good effect, making numerous signings. Cabral, along with his brother Remy, who plays for LA Galaxy 2, not to mention Gracier and Koulibaly, and now Ravelisson, who will come over. Back to Jonathan Bond. Meanwhile, he'll send it over. Andy Rose underneath it at the halfway line, and here comes Owusu. Stepping into it is Dahomey, picked up by Fisher. He'll try and play it across, and a scramble from Saldana, who hasn't had many touches tonight, but works it up to Chicharito Hernandez. And this is where possession is paramount. Do the Galaxy have the maturity to kill this game off and manage the match? Saldana back for Depew, who works it around expertly for Oniel Fisher. Galaxy's depth will be tested in this really grueling stretch. It's worked up forward for Dunbar, and he is in. Cameron Dunbar trying to track it down. Second touch just gets away from the kid. Bright and promising. Cameron Dunbar is featured for both LA and LA Galaxy 2. Trying to find his way amidst a very gifted LA Galaxy midfield. It's packed with all kinds of international and domestic talent. Here's Caicedo, meanwhile, for Vancouver Whitecaps. Support on this left-hand side. This is Gutierrez, and we'll switch it back. On the turn is Kyle Alexandre, and he's closed down well. Owusu for Godoy. 89th minute. The Galaxy are nearly there, closing in on victory number 6, which will take them into the 3rd position in the Western Conference. Can they hang on is the question, or under the cosh, as they say. Raposo's touch, back for Godoy. Dropping in is Caicedo to withdraw in the central role. It's been a bit narrow here. They'll work it wide for Dahomey, where they've had some joy on the inside channel and touched out wide just behind. This is Bikel. To the midway line for Andy Rose, who wears the armband tonight for the Vancouver Whitecaps. Some width down the left. The reverse course as the Galaxy extend their pressure. Anxious eyes to the 4th official. How much stoppage time will be awarded? That is the question. Dahomey fires in the cross, and it's met by LA's Nick Depew. Sends it out of the penalty area, and it drops for Jonathan Dos Santos. Now Adam Saldana, the youngster, locates his former G2 teammate Cameron Dunbar. And Dunbar off to the races, but will not beat Dahomey for pace, and it will be Dahomey awarded the foul as Dunbar commits it. So free kick back the other way. Time of the essence. Five minutes will be added on. Plenty of ample time here for Vancouver to muster up an equalizer. They've had the Galaxy's number in recent meetings. They found it tough sledding tonight, that's for sure. Bikel. Rose. He'll go the more direct route. Kept in by Dahomey. Bikel on an interior run. He's inside the box. Janio Bikel fires home the equalizer. And the Galaxy victimized in stoppage time once again. Janio Bikel slams it right underneath Jonathan Bond. And the Caps are level. It's Vancouver 1, LA 1. Janio Bikel with his first goal of the season for the Portuguese midfielder off the industry of Christian Dahomey, but excellent play as he gets goal side of Dunbar. No one closes him down. He picks out that far corner kept it low, kept it hard. It was going to be difficult, but from an acute angle, Janio Bikel supplying Vancouver's 8th goal, just the 3rd in their last 5 games, at a much-needed time, and that is the cruelest of blows to Los Angeles. But not undeserved for Vancouver. Grafted away, heaped on the pressure, and the Galaxy unable to defend. They allow their 14th of the season. Only 5 other clubs coming into today had allowed more goals than LA in Major League Soccer. And once again, their match management falling a little bit short. Giving away the 1-goal lead for the 2nd time in as many games. Is there a way back, however? What kind of a response will we see from Los Angeles, who are really bunkering in and absorbing the pressure? It will be Seba Leggett just in front of the Vancouver bench into the Vancouver penalty area where it pops up. Andy Rose trying to head it clear, and it may drop. Alvarez buries it! Oh, you go on, young man. It is the sweetest of game winners from a kid who's long overdue. Magnificent from Efrain, and the Galaxy right back on top, 2-1. It's an unreal hit from Efra Alvarez. He took it with confidence, celebrations on. That's more like it, and what a riposte from LA. Vancouver failed to clear their lines. Rose heads, and Efra says, thank you very much. Time to take a touch. And so sweetly on one of the best left feet in Major League Soccer, Efrain Alvarez, goal number 1 on the campaign. Left out of the first 11 tonight, but coming on and playing an instrumental role as a substitute, just the 2nd goal of his career. What a big one that is, the biggest of his career. It was doom and gloom, but something out of nothing. So we head into the 5th minute, and of course, that will be extended. Twists and turns laid on. 2 goals in stoppage time, and Vancouver only on level terms for about 2 minutes. My goodness. And what looked to be a long, dreary plane ride to San Jose, suddenly it got a lot brighter if they can hang on here. Still a matter of time left. Rose angles one to the right-hand corner. Underneath it is Oniel Fisher. Quick on the throw is the Vancouver goal scorer, Bikel. Bustling about is Dahomey. Great looking ball from Dahomey. Put it right into the danger area, and the Galaxy clear their lines. It's been unconvincing at the back from Los Angeles. That's for sure. Here's Godoy. Head up. Pegs one right in. And Bond with a brilliant game-saving save. Denying Caio Alexandre. Oh my goodness. What a stop. Save of the game from Jonathan Bond. The ensuing corner, they're not out of the woods yet. Far side. They brought up Godoy as well as Owusu into the danger area. Clepeau in there as well. And the referee blows for full time. What a finish to this one. Chicharito Hernandez and the LA Galaxy get back to winning ways. They were made to work, and they were made to sweat for it. It was goalless at halftime, but Chicharito Hernandez scoring 2 minutes after the break on a lovely, well-built team goal. The Galaxy making substitutions and trying to absorb the pressure and bunker in, but only to see Janio Bikel slam it right past Galaxy goalkeeper Jonathan Bond 1 minute into stoppage time, but then just 2 minutes later, off a dead ball, Vancouver failed to clear their lines, and it's Efrain Alvarez to the rescue with a gorgeous finish. One, of course, that Jonah Dos Santos would be proud of, and they will take it, and the Galaxy move up into sole possession of third place on 18 points from 9 games, 6 wins, and 3 defeats. What a game, what a finish. All right, we're going to step aside. When we return, we'll catch our breath, get you updated on what else happened in Major League Soccer, and we'll break this one down. Full time at Rio Tinto in Sandy, Utah. Vancouver 1, the LA Galaxy 2.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life.
In the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
Tonight, Wingstop is upping the flavor of your cruise night in with Wingstop's Big Night In Bundle. 25 boneless wings, your choice of 3 craveable flavors, and 3 delicious dips, all for just $16.99. Order tonight at wingstop.com at participating locations. Wingstop, the flavor of the LA Galaxy.
In the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage in their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch 94 years ago, to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life.
That is what a collective sigh of relief sounds like. The LA Galaxy dodging a huge bullet away to the Vancouver Whitecaps at Rio Tinto Stadium in Sandy, Utah, and they get their 6th win of the season. But they had to leave it late. It wasn't convincing, but they do just enough to get 3 massive points, and as a result, move up to 3rd place in the Western Conference standings as the Galaxy get their 6th win of the season and halt a run of 2 losses in their last 3 games. And with the victory, the Galaxy now 2 points adrift of Sporting Kansas City and just 6 points adrift of the Seattle Sounders. But it's a team that didn't offer up much going forward. The Galaxy came out re-energized, rebooted at the end of what was a lackluster first half of play when they didn't even put a shot on target. And it was Chicharito Hernandez taking advantage of one of the best-built, well-built goals from a team perspective early on to make it, of course, 1-0 shortly after the break. That final assist put in by Sebastian Lletget. Some substitutions made, and then the Galaxy altering and going with a defensive posture, absorbing a lot of the pressure, spared the blushes by the woodwork as Caio Alexandre had his shot saved late on, and of course Eric Godoy hitting the woodwork on the 74th minute, and the Galaxy, after brush with disaster, ride it out, absorbing the pressure, and managed to take the win, a much-needed win at that, and really lift their spirits. It wasn't perfect, hey, by any means of the night. There were their problems, there were their deficiencies, and some defensive holes and chinks in the armor, but 3 points is 3 points, as they say. This one went down to the wire. It was Janio Biquel scoring in stoppage time to equalize for the Caps, but then Efrain Alvarez stepping up on the 3rd minute of stoppage time to put the Galaxy right back out in front again. What a game, what a way to end it, and heartbreak once again as Vancouver go down for the 5th consecutive time, equaling a worst ever run in Major League Soccer for the Canadian outfit. Well, of course, that will take us to the post-game segment, and our most important match, man of the match rather, brought to you by Herbalife, nutrition for a better life. And really, there's a variety of performers tonight. You'd have to say Jonathan Bond coming up big towards the end. Efrain Alvarez, though, taking honors possibly with that match winner, but coming in as a substitute, not playing an influential enough role. I'm going to have to tip my hat here to Chicharito Hernandez, who was brilliant, and then he's going to share that with Sega Koulibaly, who really handcuffed both Lucas Cavallini as well as Brian White in the first half. The French defender really proving to be a vital, useful addition in the center of that defense. And, of course, Chicharito Hernandez gets his goal on a night when he was starved of service, and a Galaxy team that didn't create a lot of chances. They managed to get the most important chance in the end, and it was Chicharito Hernandez with his 8th and MLS leading goal of the season, and Efrain grabbing his first. A job well done. All right, we're going to step aside. The post-game show just got rolling. When we return, we'll take a look elsewhere around the league and tell you how it rounded out, and, of course, get you updated on all the happenings in Major League Soccer. LA went out in Salt Lake City 2-1 over Vancouver. Stay with us.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. Like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
Tonight, Wingstop is upping the flavor of your cruise night in with Wingstop's Big Night In Bundle. 25 boneless wings, your choice of 3 craveable flavors, and 3 delicious dips. All for just $16.99. Order tonight at wingstop.com at participating locations. Wingstop, the flavor of the LA Galaxy.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage in their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch 94 years ago, to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Wild one in Sandy, Utah, but the LA Galaxy outlasting the Vancouver Whitecaps at Rio Tinto Stadium 2-1, getting their 6th win of the campaign, but more importantly, pushing them up higher up in the standings, now in 3rd position on 18 points as they leapfrog the Colorado Rapids, who lost tonight away to Sporting Kansas City. Well, time now for our Spectrum Mobile Save of the Game, brought to you by Spectrum Mobile, the fastest growing mobile provider in the nation. And look no farther than a game-saving save from Jonathan Bond.